The traits of a great lawyer. First, a great lawyer has to be creative. They have to understand the rules and the laws and be able to be creative about making sure they can get your case explained and fit within the rules and the laws to get you the outcome that you're looking for. They need to make sure they can do this efficiently, they can do it effectively, and they have to understand how to do things in a business-oriented mindset so that they're getting you results instead of just billing you a bunch of time. So the first thing is they need to be creative. Another trait of a great lawyer is they have to be diligent. They have to make sure they're putting in the time necessary to get the work done. Look, there's a lot of stuff that makes it look like lawyering is a lot of glamour, that it's a lot of Instagram and courtroom time and arguing cases. But the reality is cases are won long before the limelight. They're won in the office. They're won going through the documents. You want to make sure you have a lawyer who knows that, who understands that, and who does that. Ultimately, diligence is going to be the key between somebody being successful in winning your case or failing at winning your case. They need to be diligent about making sure they understand you, your situation, or your business to make sure that they can get you the outcome that you're looking for. Intelligent. A great lawyer has to be intelligent. They have to be able to take a lot of data and a lot of information and simplify it and present it in a simplified way, because people don't want to hear somebody drone on for hours about what the facts and the data say. They don't want somebody who's boring. They don't want somebody who's saying, well, the data says, and on page 35, then we're going to look at this, and then on page 36, we're going to look at that. Nobody wants to pay attention to that. Nobody wants to go through that. So ultimately, whether it's a judge, an arbitrator, or a jury, they want the facts simplified, they want them streamlined, they want them presented in a way that they get it. They understand why you should win. So ultimately, that takes a high level of intelligence to be able to simplify huge amounts of data so that they're still accurate and concise and that people understand them. The next trait, high emotional intelligence. You want a lawyer who knows when to push and who knows when to pull. You don't want a lawyer who's the dumb bulldog who's always looking for a fight. Sometimes it does make sense to look for a fight. Sometimes it makes sense to be aggressive, but that's not all the time. You do not want a lawyer who's only the bulldog lawyer. You do not want a lawyer who's always pushing even when it doesn't make sense to push, because what will happen is your case will become way longer and way more expensive than it needs to be if your lawyer doesn't have the emotional intelligence to understand what you want, what it is that you're looking for, and how to accomplish those results by negotiating with the other side when appropriate, and when pushing and shoving the other side when appropriate to get you the information and the results that you're looking for. You want a lawyer who can read any situation. You want a lawyer who can accurately and quickly assess what's going on in a case. In a lawsuit and in business, a lot of it is making decisions with imperfect information. It's about making decisions with an incomplete picture. Ideally, you would have all of the information, but it's very rare that you get all of the information. So ultimately, you want to get as much information as you possibly can to make an accurate and well-informed decision. Ultimately, you want somebody who can read what's going on and to be able to advise you about what the right outcome is and what the best strategy is based on what the other side is doing and based on what results you're looking for. Another key characteristic of a great lawyer is integrity. You do not want a lawyer who lies for you, who lies to others, because a lawyer who lies to other people will lie to you. You do not want a lawyer who's lying to you. You do not want a lawyer who's not giving you an accurate and full picture. Also, when it comes to opposing counsel, when they're dealing with a lawyer who lies, they know that the lawyer lies, and the problem with having a lawyer that lies is they get a reputation as a lawyer who lies, and the other side doesn't trust them. Now, contrast that with the way my firm and I approach our cases. Opposing counsel know when we tell them something, it's true. They know it's accurate. They know that we keep our word, whatever that might be. So when they deal with us, They know that we also expect the same of them, and the vast majority of the time, opposing counsel treat us differently because of that mutual level of respect. I'm not saying every time. We, of course, have had lawyers on the other side lie to us about things, and I have chewed them out over it, because ultimately, great lawyering is about having a strong sense of integrity that other people can rely on, that they see, that they feel, because that's what helps move cases forward. Integrity is so critical because when the other side knows they can rely on what you've told them, it simplifies a lot in terms of the back and forth and the needless emails that go back and forth arguing about things that aren't important, because they trust that you're going to be able to move this case forward. And ultimately, you want somebody who can give you the respect that you deserve by giving you a full and accurate picture about what's going on, instead of misleading you, instead of giving you half a picture. Ultimately, integrity is critical, whether it comes to dealing with clients or dealing with the other side. If you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you have questions, make sure you reach out to me in my office. We're happy to help you.